Oh, okay. What is up, guys? It's been a minute. Sorry if I look really tired. That's because I am, because we went a little too hard for a birthday party yesterday. Anyways, I know people always say, oh, everyone asks me, to do this, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's always asking me this question. But honestly, people do ask quite often what it is that I eat and ask me to do like a meal prep or something. So I'm here to do that today. Disclaimer, it is not extravagant. It is quite boring, but it works, makes me feel good, it's healthy, it's all that matters. Okay, so I typically get all of my groceries from Costco, but given the current situation that we are in, I have been avoiding that place because every time I do try to go there, there's a long line. So everything I've been getting recently has been from either Albertsons or Target. So what we're gonna do today is make some boneless, skinless chicken breast tenderloins in the oven. We're just gonna bake them. I would grill them, but I think I'm out of gasoline for it. And then they didn't have any brown rice, so we went with white rice. Whatever, still same thing. And then just gonna steam these so that they're just ready for the week. And then I had already made these sweet potatoes, even though they don't look like sweet potatoes. But Target said they're sweet potatoes, and I made them yesterday, so okay. And I normally do ground turkey, but I'm doing ground beef today. At least it's pretty lean, 93.7. Here's the nutrition. 8 grams of fat, 0 carb, 23 protein for 4 ounces. So it's pretty comparable actually to a 93.7 ground turkey. Okay, so for the rice, oh shit, it's already open. Oh. A cup of it into the measuring cup. Try not to make a mess. Put it into the pan. 1 cup of rice that you make, add 2 cups of water. Another option that you can do when cooking any kind of rice is instead of water, use chicken broth if you want to give it more flavor, if you're not a fan of just that plain rice taste. But I add condiments to it anyways afterwards. Like if I'm having it with ground beef, I'll have it with salsa. Say if I'm having it with like chicken or like a fish, maybe like a mustard or like a teriyaki sauce. So okay, so they're both in the pan. The oven is preheating, as you can see. We have the chicken on the pan ready to go in. Since I am cooking these from frozen, it calls for 375 degrees for 30 to 35 minutes. I typically like to have 3 carb options so I can kind of mix up what I'm eating with my proteins. So obviously I have the rice. I have these allegedly sweet potatoes. Either way, they're potatoes, so it's fine. They taste delicious. And then I decided to mix it up and get black beans. Black beans are a great source of fiber and protein if you are trying to eat maybe more vegan, vegetarian, less meat. 7 grams of protein per serving. And there's about 20 grams of carbs, 0 fat. I got the less sodium one just to be mindful of that. They're great for, again, if you want to have kind of like a Mexican inspired meal. Was it a couple days ago? I had this with ground turkey and a cup of vegetables, and then I topped it with salsa. And it was delicious. So I just poured the vegetables into a bowl. I'll just microwave those. Oh. Okay. Get back in there. I'll just microwave these so I can have some vegetables on hand in the fridge ready to go, so that when I combine my protein, carb, and vegetable, I can just put it all into one plate. I made a little mess when I brought out the turmeric. Apparently I didn't screw the lid on. So yeah. But anyways, these are the spices that I pretty much always go with for all of my food. Himalayan pink salt, turmeric, 21 seasoning salute, which is bomb, and the everything bagel seasoning, Costco's version of Trader Joe's everything but the bagel seasoning. So let's have a little chit chat. It honestly makes me really sad that people think meal prepping is so time consuming, acting like it takes a whole day to do. I mean, maybe sure, if you have like a large family and you have numerous items that you have to prepare, but really all of this is just multitasking. So literally everything is cooking right now at the same time. So I'm literally spending like maybe an hour max to cook 4 items. Normally I would have sweet potatoes going in the crock pot at the same time, which it's a crock pot. You put your food in there, you leave for 4 hours, 8 hours, whatever. You do it overnight and the food is ready to go. There's crumbs everywhere. It's just getting everything going basically at the same time. That's really all you have to do. And then after that, you just put it into your Tupperware or whatever kind of containers and you pop it in the fridge. And then you're ready to go for the week. I've always kind of like meal prepped like this. I've always prepped 3 proteins at a time. Normally I'd have a fish. Got to go back to Target to get that. And then I'll prep 3 carb sources. And then vegetables, I will typically buy frozen just because when you're at work, it's just a lot easier to put it in a Tupperware container with the rest of your food and pop it in the microwave. Go back to your desk or whatever to eat your meal. But sometimes I'll also do like actual fresh broccoli or Brussels sprouts. But again, I'll just pop that in the oven at the same time. And so everything is basically done and ready to go at the same time. The key is to not overcomplicate it. I know many of us aren't chefs, and I am by no means a chef at all, and I don't ever claim to be, because I would probably burn the place down if I were to try some extravagant dish. At the end of the day, in every meal, you just want a protein, a healthy protein, a carb, healthy carb, typically like whole grains, sweet potatoes, beans, like I said, and then a vegetable. And then I'll typically have some kind of fat. So I'll have half of an avocado with a meal, or I'll have 1/4 of a cup of nuts, which is basically an ounce. So I'll have cashews or almonds, and then you have a well-balanced meal. So it's pretty simple, and then you can obviously dress it however you like, in moderation, of course. I do not mean go and top everything with ranch dressing, Caesar dressing. All those dressings that are white and you can't see through, you want to avoid. But healthy oils, olive oil, avocado oil, those kind of things, those are fine to top with it. But again, I do a salsa, which is a vegetable, and it has like 2 grams of carbs per serving, or a mustard, which literally has 0 across the board for its macronutrients, which is good. Veggies are done. Rice is starting to boil, which we want. So we want to bring it to a boil and then decrease the heat and let it hang out there on the stove. The ground beef is cooking up, so got a little bit longer. And the chicken is cooking. It's oozing apparently. Ooh. Now, you might be wondering, what about breakfast, Sarah? Well, let me tell you. What I eat every day for breakfast will probably not surprise you. It's oatmeal. It's basically like the perfect grain. It has little fat, a good amount of carbs, and it has protein, which very few grains have. So another thing, if you're maybe trying to do less meat, that's a good protein source. I know it's not much, but 5 to 6 grams of protein for a serving, pretty good. And it's really good with keeping you full. There's, what is it? I don't know how to word this, but it helps with like your cholesterol, all that kind of stuff. We got the setup for the overnight oats for breakfast in the morning. My trusty scale, my bowl, and my oats. Okay, so a typical serving size of oatmeal is 40 grams. I do 60, so I'm gonna measure out 60 grams into the bowl. Wow, why does that always happen? Then we have Chobani Greek yogurt. A serving size is 170 grams. Next up, we're gonna tear the scale, which means get it back to 0. And then I'm going to switch the units to ounces and add this unsweetened almond milk. I'm gonna add 4 ounces since we have yogurt in there. Next up is a scoop of protein. Stir all the ingredients together. Can't forget our chia seeds for added fiber and a healthy fat. Mix everything up and then add in some frozen berries. Here's what it looks like. Put it into the fridge and it'll sit there overnight. It looks like our ground beef is just basically done and the rice is basically done too. So we will put this into our containers. Now we have them in their dishes and they'll be ready to go whenever we want ground beef or rice. I just took the chicken out of the oven and I topped it with some of that 21 seasoning Salute. So I'll let them sit there for a little bit before putting them into the Tupperware. I figured while I'm talking about my love of oatmeal, I would show you what I have been making lately to have as like a dessert every night. I'm going to put this oatmeal into a container to leave it in the fridge for a while. This one will probably sit until tonight when I have it for like a dessert. So I'll just do half a cup of these oats, the quick oats. Oh my god, I missed half the jar. No. This is why I can't have nice things. 1 cup of water, 1 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, 2 teaspoons, tablespoons, whatever this is, of PB Fit. Put the lid on and then shake it. And then I will let it sit in the fridge for several hours. And then you can either eat this cold or you can pour that into a bowl and then microwave it. And then sometimes if I'm feeling crazy, I will put sugar-free chocolate syrup on top of it. It looks kind of weird, but I'm telling you, it is delicious and it satisfies that sweet tooth craving that you have. And when it's hot out like this, it's nice to eat cold because then you kind of feel like you're eating ice cream or something. But this is super macro friendly. Or if I don't want chocolate as a dessert, I'll have just some fruit from these pre-cut fruit cups that you can get at supermarkets. This one is the melon medley bowl. All right guys, that is a wrap. I really hope that this inspires anyone, someone to just meal prep in bulk. It makes your life so much easier during the week. All you have to do is just pull out that food, put it onto a plate, and you have a healthy, nutritious meal. You know what went into your food because you prepared it yourself. You can weigh it out so you know exactly how much you're eating, which is really important during this time. We want to make sure that we're not, eating too much and we're gaining that quarantine 15 that everyone jokes about. It's not cute, it's not funny to gain weight during a global pandemic. Let's make our health a priority. Let me know if you want to see me prep anything else or what else. If you have any questions, I am always here to help because my #1 goal is to just make sure that, we're all living our healthy lives, a well-balanced life. We're still allowing those treats every now and then, but the majority of our diet is coming from healthy, nutritious, wholesome foods that keep you fueled, keep you feeling good and energized. So thank you so much. See you in the next one.